You know what? That was actually a pretty decent pay-per-view. We got new champions, an interesting return. I guess someone got 6 more months to his contract. Yep. Even more new champions, the best Braun Strowman match in his career, and of course The Fiend. All of that is great and all, but my highlight of the show was the Super Saiyan lady. Dude, that's some competition for Goku. Just kidding, people. I'm actually canceling my WWE network because I feel like Sasha Banks got robbed. Because you see, people, the boss did not win Raw Women's Championship. Not fair. I'm canceling my WWE network. And just so I don't forget about it, let me just talk about something for a second. Like, this dude right here will never get pie in his lifetime. Appreciate that moment, dude, because that was the last time you ever came this close to a woman. Worship that moment. Now go upstairs, I've heard your mom is making a pizza. So like I've said, people, that was actually a very decent pay-per-view, so why don't we just start with the pre-show? The first match was the Cruiserweight match, and the match was actually pretty entertaining. I liked it. I think Lince Dorado, Huberto Carrillo, and Drew Gulak all delivered, but the ending was atrocious, and that was actually cut from the actual show when they showed us replays of the pre-show. So basically, we got this spot right here, but Lindsay's shoulders were up. So referee basically said, your shoulders are up or something like that. So then he fixed himself, and we got a count, and he won the match. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in a very long time. Like, why couldn't you just do a different spot to win the match? Like, dude, it was kind of embarrassing, but the match itself was enjoyable. Like, this Huberto Carrillo guy, whoever he is, he kind of looks like me, by the way. Like, he is good. Every time he does something high-flying, it looks like it's in slow motion, in a good way. I liked it. The match was good. The ending was atrocious. Then we got, for my surprise, the United States Championship match in the pre-show. What? Not the Intercontinental Championship? Are you kidding me? I don't know, people. Something's wrong right here. Something's definitely wrong. But the United States Championship match was actually on the pre-show, and it should have been on the main show because that was actually a very, very good match. So, right at the beginning, Cedric Alexander just went for it. Of course, he didn't win the match, but he had the upper hand in most of the moments during the match. Unfortunately, he didn't win the championship. We got a phenomenal forearm, and then a Styles Clash for the 3 count. And after the match, we got a beatdown by AJ Styles and the OC. So that was your pre-show. Definitely one of the best pre-shows I've ever seen. So if there's anything positive about the United States Championship being on the pre-show, well, people kinda cared about the pre-show at least, so... Can I complain? Not really. It was still on the card. But then again, it's called Night of Champions, Clash of Champions. And some people are saying that the matches on the pre-show don't really count. So, I don't know. Go figure. And then we got an official pay-per-view. Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode opened up the pay-per-view. The Raw Tag Team Championship match. Very good. I love the teamwork by Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins, surprisingly. And thankfully, Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins actually lost the match. Roode immediately hits the glorious DDT on Seth Rollins and he wins the match. We got the new Raw Tag Team Champions, Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, whatever, and Dolph Ziggler. Rudolph. Great. Amazing. Kinda weird though that Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, whatever the case may be, pinned Seth Rollins. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. He actually pinned Seth Rollins with a finisher. Robert Roode. That's weird, boy. But I'm glad we have a new tag team champions. I mean, Ziggler is not doing anything, Robert Roode is not doing anything. That's the best that they could come up with, probably. And oh boy, there's some tension between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. We are going to have a great match in the main event. I wasn't ready for a good match, to be quite honest with you. I thought it's going to be horrible because Braun Strowman is not the best. But oh boy, Seth Rollins carried the guy, and props to Braun Strowman. That was actually the best match of his career, probably. I didn't lose the tag team titles. Seth Rollins did, and he's gonna lose the Universal title tonight. Look at my huge ass arms. Then I got Bayley versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Nothing really special during the match, but it was enjoyable, I guess. I wasn't a big fan of the ending, so basically Bayley removed one of the turnbuckles and did this. It didn't really look that effective, and that's exactly how she won the match, and then she started running away like a little girl. Then again, that's her entire gimmick. It definitely wasn't bad, but I'm pretty sure this rivalry is going to continue, and I just really don't care, people. I don't know, it wasn't for me. Then we got Big E and Xavier Woods versus the Revival for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. A very enjoyable match. I didn't really believe that the Revival are going to win the championships. I've even said that in my predictions video, but they actually ended up winning the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. If you knew the amount of food I ate during the pay-per-view, no wonder I'm fat. And I also appreciate the ending. So basically we all know that Xavier Woods' leg is kinda injured because Randy Orton tried to break it, I believe, multiple times. So we got the submission move and Xavier Woods had no choice but to tap out. Great match, great ending. Does that mean that Randy Orton is going to win the WWE Championship now? The Revival even said that you're going to get the new WWE Champion. Will that happen? We got a pretty funny segment with Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and R-Truth. R-Truth called her other Carmella, and Alexa Bliss basically told everyone that R-Truth is right here. Then we got the tag team match for the women's championships, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Just like I've said in my predictions video, it didn't happen. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose didn't win the tag team titles. The match was decent. In the middle of it, we got a bunch of 24/7 title contenders, and Alexa Bliss even tried to actually pin R-Truth. That was pretty funny. They didn't win the match, so of course Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss retained the championships. Nikki hit a neck breaker on Mandy and won the match with a free count. I was kind of disappointed because Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville have a lot of potential. It's an interesting tag team in my opinion, but they have a very weird remix of their song. It's kind of lazy. I really don't like when they mix the songs, unless it's something like the Rated RKO theme song, like you have Born in My Life and the Metalingus, whatever. Like, dude, that was the greatest theme song of all time. You put two of the best songs in one, it worked for one reason. I don't know why, but it worked. This just ain't it. It's two completely different songs. It just doesn't work in my opinion. But anyway, it's kind of disappointing, like I've said, that they didn't win the championships. The Miz comes out for his match against Shinsuke Nakamura, but Sami Zayn comes out to interrupt and gets on the microphone. He's wearing a neck brace, and he says he's sick of the disrespect from the fans. Until he finally introduced Shinsuke Nakamura. The match was actually very good, people. I was shocked. Like, The Miz always gets crap for his wrestling abilities, but most of the time, he kinda delivers. And I wasn't ready for that. Like, Shinsuke Nakamura and The Miz are very different wrestlers. King of strong style, king of soft style. Like, that's how The Miz used to be back in the day, let's be honest. Now he's an amazing wrestler. Like, that was one of the best Shinsuke Nakamura matches in the WWE so far. Hate me for this, I don't know, but that was actually better than Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. Just me being honest, that was actually really good. But of course, because Sami Zayn's interference, Nakamura hits a Kinshasa and retains the Intercontinental Championship. So if there's anything positive left with the Intercontinental title, well, this match actually made the championship look a bit more important than it was sitting at home. And you don't know who's the champion. You just know that somewhere this championship is on a couch. Then we got Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks in a very entertaining match. The best part about this match, in my opinion, was the crowd. People were really into it. We got mixed crowd reactions. We got that a lot during the show. For Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, people want the change. And I understand why. Anyway, the match was pretty rough. They knocked the referee accidentally out. And apparently, Becky got disqualified. And I had no idea. We got this fight in the crowd, backstage, whatever. And I was like, okay, they're gonna get back in the ring and Sasha Banks is going to win the championship just so she doesn't leave for AEW or whatever. I don't know, I don't care. She's gonna win the championship. Turns out the match was over. The match was actually over. And people were really disappointed. They booed the crap out of the match or out of Becky. I don't know. But people didn't like that. Once they saw that multiple referees came out, like, they knew that it's over. Of course, they came out because Becky was hitting Sasha with a steel chair. And I don't know, it's just disappointing. It's disappointing. It's basically like that Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston match at SummerSlam. You're giving us a big match, but you just cannot do that, right? You cannot commit to that. You're getting this big match, but we're gonna take it away from you and drag it for 5 more months until you get sick of it and don't care anymore. Anyway, so Becky Lynch retained the championship even though Sasha Banks officially won the match, so I'm pretty sure she's getting a rematch. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I kinda want Sasha Banks to win the championship. I make a lot of memes, but I don't care. I kinda got tired of Becky Lynch, to be quite honest with you. Then we got Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton, and something about Randy Orton felt off tonight. I don't know what it was, but I don't know, maybe he was sick, I'm not quite sure, but you could tell it by looking at his face that something was off. Maybe he wasn't really into the match, I'm not quite sure, but it didn't really seem like he was happy. Anyway, the match was good in my opinion, but at some points it kind of dragged for too long. Like, it was very, very slow. Very slow. And I was disappointed, man. Like, Randy Orton hit an RKO, and I think we got a rope break, and then he tried to... Dude, he almost brought back the punt kick. Dude, I marked out for that. I really marked out for that. Like, once we actually got the punt kick back in 2009 or whatever, I wasn't even a fan of the move. Once they banned it, I kind of missed it. And like I've said, the move was actually banned. So because they teased it, I was like, dude, this is actually happening. Of course it didn't, and we got a Trouble in Paradise. 1, 2, 3, Kofi Kingston wins the match. At the end of the day, it makes more sense than Randy Orton winning the match, because you see, people, like I've said before, in case you haven't seen my previous videos, Kofi Kingston needed to prove to himself, to Randy Orton, to the audience, that back in 2009, he was ready for that WWE title run. So he proved that tonight. He defeated Randy Orton. So I really don't know what's left of the storyline. Will we get more Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston matches? I'm not quite sure. All I'm saying is I kinda wanted to see Randy Orton as the WWE Champion. Then we got Roman Reigns versus Rowan. This was a no disqualification match, and I just wasn't really into it, people. I gotta be honest. I really didn't care that much. I'm not saying it was bad, but I don't know, like, we all expected Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, and we got this. I appreciate the fact that Eric Rowan got some kind of push, I guess. But it wasn't for me. Of course, we got a few spots, cool spots, but the ending was the highlight. Like, I love the ending of this match. So basically, a random dude attacks Roman Reigns. Turns out it's Luke Harper, former Eric Rowan's brother, I guess, whatever, from the Wyatt family, and then the Bludgeon Brothers. And now, fans of rock music, I don't know what they're wearing, whatever the case may be. I still see Daniel Bryan behind this, to be honest. I'm pretty sure we're either going to get Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, or Roman Reigns versus them all because the big dog needs to defeat the whole roster to stay relevant. I'm pretty sure, well, I think it's one of the options. Daniel Bryan is the leader of this faction. You see, Daniel Bryan, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. There's still a possibility. Daniel Bryan doesn't want to get exposed, so he basically asked for Eric Rowan to attack him. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that it's exactly what we're gonna get, but there's a high chance. So that was a good moment of the show. Luke Harper is back, 6 more months to his contract. The man just cannot leave the WWE. I've heard rumors that Vince McMahon doesn't even care about the guy, but whatever, at least he's doing something. I hope he's happy. And of course, we got Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. Like I've said, the best match in Braun Strowman's WWE career. Seth Rollins maybe carried him. I'm not quite sure, but the match was really, really good. I loved the multiple super kicks. Really, really liked this match. And we also got some shocking moments like a curb stomp and a kick out, another curb stomp, a kick out, another curb stomp, a kick out, but then we got a pedigree, and then a curb stomp, and Seth Rollins won the match. So at the end of the day, Braun Strowman may not look that weak, but he lost a match against Seth Rollins. That was like the 6th or 7th time in a row that Braun Strowman lost a championship match in the WWE. A WWE Championship, major championship match at the pay-per-view. That's really, really bad. That's really, really bad. At one point we all cared about the guy, and now it's kind of disappointing. I don't see how could they possibly fix the guy, especially right now. Like, that was your last chance. That was your definitely the last chance. The highlight of the show, however, was Seth Rollins celebrating his championship victory. We even got the trademarks, the logos, whatever, you know, to basically make us feel like the show is ending. And of course, the lights went out. I expected that, I predicted that, but not in this way. We got the Sister Abigail and the Mandible Claw. So that was great, loved it. Absolutely loved it. A great way to close the pay-per-view and get us hyped for Monday Night Raw tomorrow. Now, the issue is, I don't see Bray Wyatt winning the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins. It's just not gonna happen. On one hand, maybe they don't want to ruin the guy and maybe they're gonna give him the championship. On the other, it's Seth Rollins. He won the championship so recently. It's just, I don't see the title changing hands. And it's so unfortunate because Bray Wyatt is so huge in the WWE right now. Like, the guy is so over. And they're possibly going to bury him. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you excited about the match? Is it too early? And do you guys believe that WWE would give the championship to Bray Wyatt? I don't know. Really worrying. So thank you for watching this video. I really like the pay-per-view. I gotta be honest. Solid pay-per-view. Not many changes, but it was good. I don't know. For something that I didn't really care about, I was really surprised. So I will give this pay-per-view 7.5 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching again. And as always, your boy TheGreatOne. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.